Hey everybody, the new moon in Scorpio is happening on Monday, November 13th at 20 degrees, 4:24 a.m. Eastern Time. The energy is rather intense at this new moon. I got the full breakdown for you. We're going to talk astrology, pull some tarot, and find out how you can best use these energies to set some new intentions for your life. All right, stay tuned. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back, as the case may be. I love to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to get right into it. So, you know, Scorpio is known as an intense energy, as an intense sign. Okay, now as somebody with a Scorpio moon, I can say, yes, that is very true. It's very true. I can hold up my hand and pledge, yes, having Scorpio energy in your chart is intense. So whenever we roll around to Scorpio season with new moon, or whenever we roll around to Taurus season with the full moon in Scorpio, we know, right? Those particular new and full moons are going to be quite interesting just because it's Scorpio. And I say that, of course, with all love. But here, this is something a little different with this new moon happening Monday, November 13th, 20 degrees, Scorpio. Mars will be conjunct the moon, and the moon and Mars will be opposite Uranus in Taurus. Ruled by Pluto, Scorpio is, of course, no stranger to traumas, dramas, and transformations that often plunge Scorpio into the deep end of experiences. So collectively, we too, at this new moon, will be dealing with these similar energetic themes of diving deep into stuff maybe we haven't wanted to look at in order to switch things up in our life and bring about positive transformation. Because ultimately, the energy that Scorpio is striving for is the phoenix rising from the ashes. There's a reason for the things that Scorpio goes through. It's all about their personal evolution. Okay, I mean, it's about that for all of us, really, in my opinion. But Scorpio in particular, if you have strong Scorpio in your chart, you know, part of your life mission, again, my opinion, is to learn and grow through rather intense experiences. That's, you know, that's just the nature of the Scorpio. But we too will be facing some interesting intensities with this new moon on November 13th because it's conjunct Mars. So Mars is amplifying the energy. Mars is about how we use our energy. Mars is also the warrior. Mars can be a strategist, though, as well. But it's about what actions are we going to take. But this is opposite Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus is the energy of sudden awakening, sudden change, sudden transformation, lightning bolts, shocks, eureka moments, all the things that can be a little unpredictable. And Uranus transiting opposite Mars, you know, can bring about some sort of dramatic situation. I think the way to perhaps look at this energy, to use the energy to set intentions, is how can I look at making a dramatic and transformational change in my life? How can I maybe do something unexpected? How can I advance my own spiritual awakening in some way with whatever's going on in the particular area of my chart where this new moon is happening? How can I break old and bad and entrenched habits that are no good for me any longer? That's another way to look at this energy. And maybe how can I go on my instinctual gut instincts and my intuition to follow perhaps an unconventional path? There could be quite an interesting surprise energy that happens around this new moon that could have you changing your mind on a dime. Like you could suddenly have this, like I said, eureka moment And this epiphany, if I want to really transform my life in this area of my chart, I've got to do something super radical. And one of the things that maybe is super radical for a lot of people is being very independent and taking the road less traveled and living by values that are uniquely your own and not following the beat of everybody else's drum. And sometimes, we resist doing that because there are all sorts of fears around being separated from a group, ostracism, being rejected, all of these things. But there's something very important here, I feel, about independence, awakening, and the deep transformation that can come when we rebel and seek the liberation and seek our freedom from conventional restraints, expectations, etc. Okay, really following your own values, letting them lead and guide you along this path of transformation. This is perhaps one of the best ways to look at this particular energy. All right, the tarot portion of our reading, I am going to break it out by houses. So watch for your rising sign first and then your sun sign. Take what resonates, combine the two of the rising, which will look at the house, and then the sun, which will look at kind of your goals and your ambitions. Combine the two messages, apply to your life accordingly, and that's how best to use these general readings here on YouTube. All right, let's get into it. All right, Aries, so let's discuss setting some intentions with this new moon in Scorpio, which is conjunct your ruling planet. So this makes this new moon especially important for you as well. And this is happening in your 8th house of personal transformation. And as I said, it's conjunct your ruling planet. Uranus is in that 2nd house of values and self-esteem. This is time for you to set an intention, a North Node in your sign as well. This is the time for you to set the intention to live by your values. Transform your life in whatever way you need to transform, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, psychologically, whatever, okay? To have it suit you. There may be something in your life that isn't quite to your liking currently. It is time to set the intention to be radical, to have that self-interest, and transform yourself on a very deep level, 8th house, in order to set things right and fix whatever is going on that you don't like, okay? So let's see what we got going on here. But it's going to require a deep transformation. But, you're not afraid of that. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Aries, let's see what the tarot has to say. We have the Ace of Swords, beautiful. And we have the Hierophant. There's the Taurus energy. And wow, the 6 of Wands, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so you can absolutely achieve a victory, I think, very soon, within 6 weeks. I would say within 6 weeks. It might be within 6 months, maybe by your birthday season, a little before. But we also have the 6 of Wands, you can see in this deck, they're in a car. We know in the usual tarot deck, the guy is sitting on top of the horse. He's coming back to victory and success and acclaim. Everybody's cheering him on. There's a victory parade here. You may be giving yourself your own victory parade, but that's okay. That's enough. That's enough for you. We have an ace here. Aces for me are about the self. Ace of Swords. You're going to cut something loose from your life. There is something that you've learned a deep lesson about. You do not need it in your life anymore. Okay, with this Hierophant here. And I think the best way, and remember, I always suggest, I don't tell people what to do. My suggestion would be just to cold turkey it, cut it out, cut it free, set it loose at this new moon, and just don't look back. Don't look back. Just move on victorious, that you let something go. There is something in your life with the Hierophant here. Okay, that maybe because it's the Hierophant has been around for quite a while. It was a big lesson that you learned about something in your life that was causing consternation. You may have a eureka moment at this new moon that shows you exactly how you can set yourself free from it. I think the way to set yourself free is just to make up your mind and cut it out once and for all. Whether we're talking a person, place, a thing, a bad habit, whatever we got going on here. Because once an Aries makes up their mind and they move along, it's very rare, I mean, it can happen, of course, but it's very rare that an Aries will ever go backward. With the Hierophant here, because can be associated with committed partnerships of some kind. This may also be some sort of, it could be a love relationship or a friendship or, something else that has been in your life for a while. Some sort of commitment that has just passed sell-by date. This particular commitment may be the thing that is standing in your way of victory and success and forward progress in some way also. So it could also just represent, it could be a relationship, but also could just be some other type of commitment that it's not serving you. And you've known this for a while. So this may not be necessarily that you're just going to have this knee-jerk reaction and cut a commitment out of your life. This just may be this energy. This is the right time to cut that commitment out of your life. Others may look at it as sudden, but this maybe has been brewing within you for quite a while. And again, this victory parade may just be you proud of yourself that you finally dealt with it and chose to set the intention to let this particular commitment go. Your life is transforming in beautiful and miraculous ways. The North Node is in your sign. You have it there until January of 2025. So you want to continue to grow and take advantage of new things that the universe is trying to bring in. So set the intention to cut out the old that's standing in your way of fabulous new roads that you can travel down. Taurus, new moon is happening in your 7th house of relationships, both business and personal, and of course Uranus is in your sign. So let's see, there could be some pressure coming to you from other people with Mars opposite your energy of, are you in it or are you not in it? There could be some energy that's very cantankerous coming toward you. Sometimes that happens when Mars is transiting our 7th house. You may be dealing with some cranky people. Let's see. Maybe you're going to set the intention to not have those types of energies in your life anymore. If people are not approaching you in a spirit of peace and harmony, then you don't want that in your life. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we need to know for you. There could be things about boundaries also that you are setting intentions around. And to be a defender of your boundaries also with that Mars in the 7th house. Somebody could be very surprised that you're all of a sudden putting up boundaries as well. With Uranus transiting in your sign, you're feeling this like empowerment. All right, let's see what we got. You could be setting a boundary, setting intentions to set a boundary with very pushy people in your world. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Hermit. And we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. All right, this is what I feel here. I think what may... Okay, this is what I feel. If you think that just slowly withdrawing is going to be the thing, I don't think so. That hasn't worked. All right, look, we have the Nine of Wands here, which is a very warrior to look at her there. Warrior type energy. But she's still fighting. She's feisty. Look at her. Look at her. She doesn't look like the typical Nine of Wands that we usually see with the guys like hanging over there, right? She's like, I got this, you know? Your natural tendency is, I think here with this Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit, which is to just withdraw. I think there may be a surprising situation with this Uranus opposite Mars that this method is not going to work at this particular time. It hasn't worked that well to just withdraw. Because you're dealing with Mars here. You're probably dealing with, like I said, somebody who's a real boundary buster. Never appease the aggressor. Okay, if somebody's coming at you, just running away, they're just going to keep following and trying to like bust your boundary. They're going to track you down, right? Hey, you got Scorpio as your 7th house. I think there's going to be something here where you're going to have to stand your ground. Some sort of situation that's going to come up. I would say here with this Nine of Wands, that's what this is. Set the intention to choose your battles wisely. I'm not saying that this is always a negative thing to just withdraw. I'm just saying in this particular instance, with whatever, there's some thorn in your side with this Mars in your 7th house. There's a thorn in your side somewhere. Somebody who is just, and they're coming at you and they will not stop coming at you. You unfortunately may have to do this like this lady in red here. And you can, we know, right? When the bull sees red, everybody run away, look out. Now you may not want it to get to that point, but a little, I'm just working with my bull motif here, a little pawing at the ground, a little snorting from the nostrils may be enough. You don't have to go full charge. Just the warning. They haven't seen your warning. They've seen the runaway. But that hasn't deterred them. That's what I feel. Okay, to set the intention, to choose your battles wisely. Not everybody or everything needs to be dealt with in this manner. But that you're going to be a little more, not raging bull, but boundaried bull. You're going to be a boundaried bull. And assert where necessary with the right people or that have been the thorns, and you will show them that you're not just this, you know, Hermit, Knight of Pentacles pushover. Again, I'm not saying that, you know, Virgos are pushovers or anything like that, but this combo is just like, you know, I'm gonna run away and hide. I'm gonna be the, you know, stranger in the dark here and just, you know, run up to my mountaintop in the dark. But they know where to find you. This person who's the thorn in your side, they know where to find you. That's not going to work. But they'll be darn surprised when you put a boundary in place. Because if you are dealing with a bully, bullies only know, and I speak from experience, bullies only know when you finally tell them to STFU. Go look that up in Urban Dictionary. All right, Gemini. So, new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 6th house of work and well-being. Uranus, of course, in your 12th house of the subconscious, things behind the scenes. What I'm getting from this is really setting an intention to listen very closely, a lot more than maybe you usually do, to your intuition and also what your body is, what your bodily intuition and instincts are telling you. That you will set an intention to really listen to those and not ignore them or poo-poo them or set them aside or whatever, that you will absolutely tune in, listen, and pay attention. Okay, and also this is a really good time to be more private. 6th house can be the house of enemies also. So it's important for you to set an intention to not disclose information to those people who can use it against you. Okay, so with Uranus in the 12th house, which is things that are hidden, opposite this Mars, Sun, Moon situation, you may have some sort of epiphany of somebody who's really a hidden enemy coming out of the woodwork, so to speak. And you may find out, or you may have the sense that they have been using things you've been saying. And you know how Gemini is. I love Gemini. I mean, you just say stuff. Like sometimes you just say things off the cuff. You say things funny, like that has, it's just lighthearted banter. But somebody could be taking something you said and twisting it and using it, trying to use it against you in some way. So it's important for you to be really in tune, Scorpio, right? Intuitive and in tune with anything that might be going on with that, right? And really paying attention to it. Because sometimes, you know how you are. Sometimes you just brush it off, you just laugh, it's a joke, whatever. And taking those things a little bit more seriously, and taking also the signals you're getting from your body and what it needs from you for its well-being, really looking at that also. And of course, this is the house of work. So setting some intentions to find new work if you're looking for a job, or follow a path with your work of some sort of surprising, like make use of surprising revelations or sudden ideas you have to go somewhere or talk to somebody. You know how we all get those like sudden little like urges or nudges. Oh, maybe I should try that. And you follow it and it turns out to be exactly the right thing for you. Again, setting the intention to listening to that a little bit more in your work life as well. So let's see what we have. Let's pull a couple cards, Geminis. Let's see what we have. We have the Two of Wands. And we have your energy, the Queen of Swords. And we have the High Priestess. All right. Zip your lip. You got to. I know it's hard. I mean, talk about something else, but don't talk about your plans. You got something new going on with this Two of Wands, but it's not quite here yet. You're about to embark upon it. Okay? The gateway is there. You kind of see the vision of what you're going to do, but it's not quite here yet. Now, maybe it'll come in about 2 weeks. Maybe it'll be coming in about 2 months. You're excited about it, but look, this is like, looks like Joan of Arc to me. Look at this Queen of Swords energy. Like you've got to make the conscious choice to be a high priestess about it. Zip your lip. Keep the secret up your sleeve. Don't say anything. Because somebody is going to try to rain on your parade, gossip, say something, or make you doubt yourself. If we don't look at this as your energy and just look at it as a Queen of Swords energy, it could be somebody who's going to like try to burst your bubble and say stuff and make you doubt yourself. So you don't want to be doing that either. Okay, so definitely listen to your intuition. Keep things to yourself under wraps. Again, another number 2, 2 and 2. The time will come when you can discuss whatever you want. But right now, no. And it could be, the other thing I'm feeling, it could be somebody who's close to you who you wouldn't expect. You'd be like, no, wait, I thought that they would be happy for me about blah, blah, blah. No, they're probably not. All right, so just keep that in mind. Whatever plans you have going on in the areas that I already mentioned, please keep it to yourself, Gemini. As hard as it may be, zip it. All right, Cancer, we have a new moon in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, the house of the entrepreneur, pleasure. We have Uranus in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, personal gains. So this may be a time to set an intention to allow a little more fun and pleasure in your life. Allow, yourself to be transformed through creative pursuits and projects. And particularly, there may be a surprising invitation with Uranus in that 11th house from a group of people. It's time to say yes. This came up in your monthly reading as well, which is on the channel. Say yes to new adventures, saying yes to opportunities to network, to shine, to have pleasurable activities, fun, creativity, just joyful things. Especially if you feel like all you've been doing lately is working. That's fine. We all got to work, but we also need fun in our lives. We need pleasure. The transformative power of tapping into your creativity, your creative energy, especially maybe in a group setting or with other people. And also for some of you, set the intention to get your work out into a group, your creative efforts in some way. There could be a surprising invitation for you to do that, like exhibit your art at a gallery or something like that. All right, but let's see. Let's pull some cards. Ariel's figuring herself out here. All right, what do we have? We have the 5 of Swords. And we have the King of Swords. And we have you, the King of Cups. Okay. So 5 of Swords for me is the daytime anxiety energy. Interesting because we're talking about your 5th house. Of course, your 5th house is water, not the air, but I just think that you perhaps have been overthinking King of Swords, 5 of Swords, and getting your undies in a twist about something related to your 5th house, when you need to just go on your gut. Go with your natural flow of energy, King of Cups, and go with your intuition, which is very Scorpionic and, of course, very Cancerian. But that's not what you've been doing. You've been doing this over here, this 5 of Swords, King of Swords. So you could also be still having some sort of energetic hangover about a disappointing 5th house situation, and that has made you reluctant to invest your emotional energy. So it may be time to set the intention to really put this situation into its proper perspective and let it go. And realize that, stop talking yourself out of a pleasurable or a romantic opportunity or a creative opportunity or whatever because you got burned last time. Because something went down that was ugly, 5 of Swords. There could have been words. There were not nice words. Now, this may not be necessarily romantic. It could be with friendship groups, 11th house. So if, there was some, backstabbing and dramas, again, Scorpio is about setting intentions for transformation. Use the energy that you're going to find some new friend groups. Set the intention. You're going to put this in the past. Now, interestingly enough, Mars, which is, as we know, conjunct your ruling planet, the moon, at this new moon, rules your 10th house of career. So this may even have had something to do with looking for friends at work, and that just didn't work out. So this, or with what you do for a living, there may be something here that this is saying to you to set the intention to have relationships, friendships built on shared interests, not work interests, but having a life outside of work and meeting people, not just romantic people, but friends and things like that, that have nothing to do with work, and building a personal life for yourself, a life of pleasure and joy, 5th house. Okay? Time to set the intention to transform your personal life, Cancer. Leos, wow. A new moon happening in your 4th house of home, family, and roots. Mars also there. And also foundational security, 4th house. But we got Uranus still transiting through your 10th house of career. So, what needs to change with how you view your foundational security? Can you get the work-life balance back to balance in some way? I know Uranus can be making it a little challenging to do that, but you may have some sort of epiphany about how you can do it at this particular new moon. Let's see what we have for you, Leos. We're really looking at like public versus private. It may be time to set some intentions to focus more on your private life. You could have been very outwardly focused on career lately. What do we have? Yeah, wow. Outwardly focused on career, we get the devil. We get the Capricorn energy. And wow, and the Ten of Wands. Yeah. And we're talking 10th house of career. And what is this? The World card. Wow, look at all this red showing up here. Okay. There's the World. You can see the World card, which has Taurus energy in it, which is your 10th house. It's time to set the intention to decide, like I was saying, how to get your world in better balance. The devil suggests there's some sort of unhealthy situation going on with burdens that you are carrying in terms of work. And it's perhaps, as I was saying before, affecting your personal life, your family life. And the family can be you and your cat. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? It's the world is interesting here. I think you're poised with these energies. You're poised on the brink of some major change that's going to be happening for you in your career life that perhaps is going to help you get the balance right. Okay? Because there is some sort of unhealthy energy that's going on here. And Capricorn is your 6th house of work and well-being as well. There's something that's affecting your health. Okay, and I think you've been maybe ignoring that. You've been pushing it off to the side. When I say your health, I mean, it's your well-being. Like nobody can withstand this type of energy I know you're strong, Leo, but nobody can withstand that type of energy relentlessly. Life has to be about balance, right? I mean, we have periods where we sometimes, yes, have to burn the candle at both ends, but that is unsustainable in the long haul. And I think you're realizing that there is burnout here with the devil, the Ten of Wands. So with this world, I think it's time for you to set the intention of how you can wrap up and end some of these responsibilities that you have just taken upon yourself, your shoulders, whatever they are, and be able to spend more time perhaps with your family as well. Nurturing your relationships, your 4th house, dealing with things at home that need to be dealt with. Now, that may be another thing. With these particular energies coming up, some of you, could be escaping family problems by going to work. I mean, many people do that. And there could be, something that kind of surprisingly erupts. Again, we don't know. It's Uranus. It's a wild card factor, and this is a general reading where you're going to have to face and deal with the stuff at home that you can't run away from it anymore. So that's another possibility with these energies. I also feel that there's something to look at with just the heaviness of what you're carrying and your well-being, and that it's unsustainable. There may be something also to look at in terms of possibly, if I look at this just as the 4th house energy and not necessarily your work, but if I look at it as 4th house, it can also be that you have been perhaps reluctant to ask for more help around the house. And you've been taking on too much, and it's unsustainable. Maybe you're working outside the home as well, and you're coming home and doing everything too. If you have a partner, maybe it's time to have that conversation. If you don't have a partner, maybe it's time for you to consider ways in which you can lighten some of the load for yourself in whatever ways that would happen for you around the home with various responsibilities. So it could be a family member too. It could be not necessarily a partner, but it could be, you know, an elderly relative you're taking care of, or a child, or, you know, whatever. So there's really something here for you to set the intention. Scorpio is about transformation. This situation is unsustainable, is what I'm feeling. And that's going to, I think, be really kind of in the frame. This got to shift. Something's got to give. We got to wrap this up. World, I got to figure this out. And for some of you, it may necessitate some sort of change in your work situation in order to have that better balance. All right, Virgo, we have this new moon in Scorpio in your third house of writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, communication, transportation, siblings. We have the Uranus situation happening in your ninth house of the higher mind, writing, publishing, etc. This really is the time for you to set an intention to start that book you've always wanted to write, or start that marketing project to reach a wider audience for yourself, your business, to start taking a class at a local community college on something you've always been interested in. You know, all of that type of thing. This may be a time, this is great energy. If you get along with your siblings or your favorite sibling, this is a great time to set an intention to perhaps travel to see them, or travel with them somewhere where you have always wanted to go. With the ninth house also being activated, you could be on the receiving end of an invitation from them, or maybe you extend the invitation to them. Could be a nice surprise to take some sort of spontaneous trip. This is really energizing your mind to think about your life from a different perspective and to start pursuing some new things, especially intellectually. All right, let's see what we have. Virgo. We have the Four of Swords. Did this come out? No, that was Cancer's reading, I think. Okay, and the Knight of Swords. And the Emperor. Ooh. Okay. Wow. So you've been in a mental rut. There you are, lying in bed, just thinking about stuff, but thinking about the same old stuff. And this new moon is saying enough. Look at this Knight of Swords. It's like, come on, like, cut all those worries loose. It is time to take action, and bold action. There's the Emperor. There's the Mars energy. There's the Aries energy. So you got to take yourself in hand a little bit. Take charge of yourself, Virgo. Mentally, we're talking about here. There's something new that you're very good at, that you're an authority on, and that needs to be expressed. It's about express yourself, express your authority, your know-how, your knowledge. That is your 8th house, Aries energy. So there's something that really could be a transformative life experience for you through some sort of self-expression, through some sort of shift in your thinking, getting out of a mental rut. And really I feel like there's something here about cutting loose some thoughts you've had about maybe what can happen for you in some way. You know, it's into the Four of Swords, right? The person's in bed. I'm feeling there's something a little, remember it's a general reading, I'm feeling there's something a little psychosomatic going on here. Like you're kind of telling yourself, no, I can't really do it. I don't know, you know. But no, you can. You've just got to shift the mindset and step into your power with the Emperor. It's a mind game. Of course, you're ruled by Mercury, right? It's a mind game. But you're the only one who can take the sword in hand and make the decision that you're going to step into this energy. All right, so there's something that also could be that there's something really kind of, with the Mars energy here, really kind of gnawing at you. And you haven't expressed it with this Four of Swords. You've just been keeping it to yourself and going to bed early because you're annoyed. You know, you haven't talked to anybody about it. If you're dealing with another person in your household, you just go to bed and ignore them instead of expressing it. So there's something here before. You're internalizing, in other words, instead of externalizing. But of course, we want to choose our battles wisely. The first battle is with yourself, that you can express this. You have the right to express it. You don't want to necessarily maybe express it in a very emperor way, which with Aries energy, it's like this, right? But this is, to me, more of giving yourself the authority and permission to speak, to write, to communicate. And this could be extremely transformative in your life. Some of you, it's not so psychological. It's simply that it's time for you to set the intention to write that book that you've always wanted, because you have some sort of expertise that really needs to get out there into the world. It's going to transform you in writing the book or teaching the course or whatever it is, and it's going to transform the people around you. So apply the energies to your life. Libras, you have a new moon in your second house of money and values, and Uranus is in your 8th house of other people's money. So this is very interesting. So I would say it's time to set the intention to liberate yourself from what other people expect of you. If you have been playing the game of living up to other people's expectations in terms of resources, in terms of how you feel about yourself, if you've been doing things to people please, if you have been making financial decisions based on maybe some crazy demands, Uranus, from other people, maybe you're dealing with somebody, Uranus is very interesting energy. You're dealing with somebody who is very self-centered, very argumentative, very erratic, can be spontaneously eruptive and annoying. This may be time to set the intention to have better boundaries, Mars. Stand up for yourself a little bit more in terms of the finances in some way also. Okay, so maybe they're expecting that you're just gonna, do everything that they would like you to do, financially speaking, that your needs are not as important perhaps. So you could be dealing with something like that. This is a great time to set intentions as well to pay off debts, to free yourself, freedom and liberation from other people's shackles, right? For want of a better word, whether it's debt shackles, whether that debt is literally financial, or whether it's psychic and psychological, right? That somebody has you kind of chained to doing always for them or what they want, especially in finances. Okay, so as I say, apply the energies to your life. But this is the time for you to seek your freedom and go your own way, perhaps financially. And as I was saying before, like not being afraid to take the road less traveled in terms of financial independence and earning money. And maybe it's an unconventional way, but it's a way that makes you happy and makes you feel good about yourself versus other people's expectations and just living up to that, but being miserable in the meantime. So let's see what we have. Libras. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Magician. Wow. And the Ace of Wands. Wow. Double aces here. well, double number ones, Magician and the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So there is a shift that you are ready to embrace with the Knight of Swords here. I mean, here you are. Like, you are ready to take up battle and go in some new direction. Here is the Magician and the Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands is powerful energy of self-assertion, as is the Magician. Because that's our own personal brand of magic, what makes us uniquely us. So, and it's strong manifestation energy. So the manifestation energy that's going to help you achieve your financial goals is going to come from you cutting loose from other people's, as I said, debts, shackles, etc. And really having that focus back on yourself and initiating something new in terms of that makes you feel like magical, your own personal brand of magical and empowered with the Ace of Wands. And there may be something new that you're going to be starting. Maybe it's a new side hustle, maybe it's a new creative project. The important thing is you may be starting something that's going to make you money. But it's not about pursuing the money first. It's about the freedom to self-express and self-generate this energy to make the money. Disconnected from other people's stuff, like I was saying before. And these are two very strong energies of individuation and self-actualization. Versus, you having to always do whatever. And that's the thing too about debt, right? Is unfortunately debt compromises our freedom and our choices. So this is what it's really about. And you may be starting a side hustle that makes you feel good because you realize the end goal, some of you, the end goal is to get yourself out of debt and have that freedom. You want that freedom. But the way you're going to do that, again, the way that you're going to free yourself from other people's stuff is by not the same old of what you've been doing. This is going to require an unconventional approach, but to deep dive, Scorpio, and feel intensely passionate about something that you bring your beautiful energy to, Libra. That's what's going to set you free financially. Scorpio, this is your new moon happening in your first house. Are you feeling inspired and revved up with Mars in your sign also? But it's opposite Uranus. You're about ready to be done with other people's surprises, shenanigans, and dramas. Other people have perhaps, both business and personal, Uranus transiting the 7th house can bring surprise endings, surprise beginnings. Other people perhaps acting erratically. It could bring a genius person into your life. That's also very possible. But this new moon, this is perhaps about you shoring up your boundaries, Mars. But also perhaps to set the intention that you're going to free yourself from the same old relationship dynamics that may have plagued you in the past. And maybe you're going to be the one to initiate the changes instead of waiting for the other person to initiate the change. So I'm kind of feeling there's something about setting an intention to have a little bit more of your own things on your own terms. I mean, I'm not saying not to compromise or anything like that, but to have more of taking your power back, really, and not just being tossed about by the Uranian winds of fate, with Uranus in your 7th house. Because it is really, with Uranus, yes, it's hard to predict, right? But it's always about how do we respond to whatever Uranus throws at us, right? So there could be something about setting an intention to respond differently to whatever Uranus is throwing at you from other people, whether a business relationship, personal relationship, etc. So to let go of old relationship dynamics and habits, those knee-jerk reactions, we all have them, to let go of those and do relationships in a different way, no matter what is coming at you. But do it in a way where it's taking into account all the lessons, all the things that you've learned, really since the South Node went through your sign and got out of your sign. All right, let's see what we have. Scorpio. Yeah, we have the Six of Cups. Look at that. And we have the Five of Cups. And we have the Empress. Wow, there's the Taurus energy. Okay. There probably was within the last 5-6 years, there probably was, could be last 5-6 months, but I feel longer than that because of the South Node recently in your sign. I think there was probably some sort of relationship that went south rather badly with the Five of Cups showing up here. And again, it's possible because of the Uranus in your 7th house that this ended rather abruptly. Could even last 3 years with the Empress. I'm going to go with 3 years instead with the 3. Okay. So within the last 3 years, probably some sort of, I think, a fated in the sense that Six of Cups for me has connotations of past lives. So some sort of past life, this person came in for a very important transformative reason in your life for personal growth. But something ended probably rather abruptly. I don't think you chose the ending. I think they chose the ending, this Five of Cups. Or maybe the universe did. God forbid if there was some sort of passing away or something like that. I hope not. But I don't think you really chose this ending because of the Five of Cups here. And perhaps there was a vow not to get involved again. But I'm also feeling that there's something you did learn about. I don't think it was all bad because the Six of Cups is here, but there just could have been a block in terms of with the Five of Cups. It could have been they were not fully available to you for whatever reason. Maybe it was a third-party situation. Maybe they had work. Maybe they lived in another country. Maybe there was just something, who knows? There was maybe some sort of something that didn't quite come together in some way. What I am feeling from this, that you may have learned something very important about your own worth and your own level to attract. And I think that is something that you're going to be, putting into effect, setting the intention that they are going to come to me with the Empress. Not this person over here, but new people. That I am strong in my power. And again, I'm not saying you weren't before. I'm just saying that there's something profoundly that has shifted in the energy with the Empress showing up here. Which is, it doesn't matter male, female watching, doesn't matter. But it's strongly confident in your own power, your own ability, not just to love, but to have that foundation of self-love first. The Empress takes care of herself or himself. I mean, whatever, as we're saying here. It doesn't matter male or female, looking at the energy. There's self-love and self-care and self-trust in the Empress. She's the Empress, my God. So setting the intention to come at relationships or whatever Uranus throws at you relationship-wise from that perspective first, that is the intention to set. Okay? Because something happened over here. Maybe you settled for a situation that was not worthy of you, perhaps. But you learned something valuable from it, which was about your own worth. And sometimes that's how we learn about it, right? It's okay. But this is a glorious card over here. So set that intention to know and stand firm and strong in your beautiful power of self-love and self-esteem, and come at relationships, the new relationships. Set the intentions for new connections in your life, but ones that are truly worthy of you and that are not going to do this. Well, you can't say they're not going to do it, right? I mean, people do whatever they want, but even if somebody, even with your newfound Empress energy, even if somebody comes in who then ghosts or does something wacky, Uranus, you're not going to take it personally. You just be like, all right, next, next. All right, Sagittarius, we have a new moon in your 12th house of the subconscious, things hidden behind the scenes, your private world. Uranus going on in your 6th house of work and well-being. So this is a good time to set an intention to listen to those intuitive directives that you get, especially in regards to creative projects, because Mars rules your 5th house of creativity and pleasure. You may also have been getting nudges lately to do things just for fun and for pleasure that make you feel good, that you need to maybe take a little bit of a break from work in some way. Let's see what we have for you. Sagittarius. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the 8 of Swords, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so you have definitely been focusing in on your pentacle life. There's nothing wrong with that. With the Queen, I mean, the 8 of Swords, like, you are stuck and fixated on some important, probably financial goal, with the Virgo showing up, which is your 10th house of career. So career, money goals, you're fixated right now. And that's fine. But what I would say to that is use the power of your subconscious mind, which is being very activated with this new moon in Scorpio in your 12th house. So allow room for serendipity, allow room for epiphanies, allow room for intuition, instinct, subconscious urges, etc. Even spiritual guidance, 12th house as well, from beyond the veil, in dreams type thing, to augment or support whatever it is you are doing. I'm just getting about, you don't want to miss the forest for the trees, is what I feel like. This is such fixated energy. And there's nothing wrong with wanting career and financial achievement. Of course not. But you could be missing something valuable that could make these efforts even better. You don't want to miss that. So keep the focus, but allow a little flexibility, a little room to maneuver. And I would also say with this, sometimes, depending on what course of action we take, and like this is like I am so focused, I am not gonna deviate. But what if you're getting this screaming like message from your intuition or your subconscious, or you have this dream one night that's telling you, warning, danger, Will Robinson, like something, and you don't listen because you're so focused. Okay, so I feel like there's something here where you might want to set the intention. Again, I don't tell people what to do. I just advise, set the intention that I will, yes, focus on my goals, but I will commit to some flexibility, and I will change course if necessary, if my intuition is really screaming at me to do so. I'm not going to make the mistake of not listening. You know how it is, right? You guys watch the channel, right? people who are into intuitive development, tarot, astrology, all of it, right? Like all of us at some point or another, we didn't listen to our intuition and we kick ourselves later, right? It's happened to everybody. I think there's something about whatever you're currently pursuing. There, you may have been getting some things and you're ignoring. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. Also, you could be getting some brand new ideas that you're going to be focusing in on as well in the coming months, bubbling up from your subconscious that could be quite good. So keep a notebook by your bed because your dream life may be very active in the next month or two with money-making ideas. Capricorn, new moon happening in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams, personal gains, friendships, networks. Mars is energizing it, encouraging you to go out there, meet, mingle. Uranus, you're in your 5th house of pleasure. Romance. Okay, so it's very possible that you could benefit from some unexpected encounters. Read that however you want in between the lines, okay? You could benefit personally, romantically, financially, but you need to set the intention that you will meet and mingle. And not just maybe for work things. Although, I mean, if it's for work things, that's fine too. Okay, but especially your 5th house with creative projects, romance, pleasure. This may be a time to set the intention to maybe mix a little business with pleasure. If that's the only way we're going to get you out of the house, Capricorn. But it also could be, set the intention that I'm going to start having a little more fun in my life with groups of people, networks, friends. This could also be the time to set an intention to have some sort of personal gains, so financial gains, like looking for funding for your creative projects. Very strong energy there. All right, let's see. Let's see what we have, Capricorn. Oh, we have the 10 of Wands. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Wands. All right. That's kind of interesting. So Queen of Wands energy, highly passionate and go-gettery. Oh. All right. So with the 2 of Pentacles here, it is time to juggle between your work, which yes, you have a lot on right now. The 10 of Wands showing up here. But also your connecting, the Queen, connecting with your passions. It could be creative passions. It could be romantic passions. Whatever. The 2 is in the middle. The 2 of Pentacles. Pentacles, of course, is your energy. Now, it's interesting in this 2 of Pentacles that her pentacles are balanced. They're on the same level. It's a level playing field, so to speak. In the other tarot, Rider-Waite, we know that it's a juggling act. So here, this is suggesting to me to set the intention to have some sort of equitable balance. And you can do it. It doesn't have to be like this and the other, like in the other tarot deck. So that's what I feel is going on here. This 10 of Wands, I mean, that's not really going to change for Capricorn. See, you like the 10 of Wands. I mean, maybe you don't like a 10 of Wands. I mean, that's like kind of burdensome maybe sometimes. But I would say here, check the tendency to take on too much 10 of Wands. So then you end up not having time for your Queen of Wands activities. The balance. Getting the balance right. You can do it. So that's what I would say from this. All right, the Queen is here, so suggesting you have a lot of energetic potential. to connect creatively with other people, to connect with your own creative energy. This may be, of course, creative energy connected with work as well, the Ten of Wands. You may find that the two are commingled. Like, again, the business and pleasure mixing. If anybody does that and can handle it, it's Capricorn. I don't always advise mixing business with pleasure, but Capricorn can handle it. I don't know if Capricorn always would do it, though, because they are pretty savvy. They know that's not a good idea. But take that with a grain of salt and apply it to your life. But your passion needs an outlet. And sometimes, yes, work can be that outlet, but something is being stirred up with Uranus in that 5th house and Mars opposite Uranus, which can be very sexy energy, very, very like passion, all of a sudden passion, combustive, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, I am trying to keep this a family-friendly channel, okay? So, but I could say some things, but it, you know. All right, let's see. I think that it's time to set the intention to bring that balance back into your life. That's all I'm saying, Capricorn. You don't have to, of course. You don't have to do anything, but I think Uranus might be encouraging you to do that. You could meet somebody very unexpectedly also at this new moon, which would encourage you to set the intentions as I was explaining. It's very possible. Aquarius, you have a new moon in your 10th house of career, conjunct Mars, which rules your 3rd house of communications. We have Uranus in your 4th house of home and family and roots and financial security. So you could be making some very interesting new intentions, setting new intentions, making some career decisions that may impact your foundational financial security in surprising ways. It may impact in surprising ways where you live, how you live, who you live with. You may be changing up daily routines, setting intentions to change up daily routines with that 3rd house being activated with Mars conjunct the moon. Moon rules your 6th house, Cancer. So again, I'm feeling like you may be setting intentions to retire, very possible, have a change in career direction, maybe get a new job, get a promotion. There's something that whatever you're going to be changing up vis-a-vis this 10th house is going to impact your 6th and 3rd house as well, which is about your daily life and habits and routines. And it may impact your 4th house. So maybe it's going to be more work from home, or maybe you're going to move, or you're going to downsize as a result of changes that you want to make in your career life. Okay, so let's see what we have. But again, the theme is about liberation and freedom, with the Uranus influence opposite this Mars-Moon conjunction. And of course, Uranus is your ruling sign, so Pluto's getting ready to go into your sign the day that the sun enters your sign in January. So think about that also with the astrological influences coming up in the next couple of months. Cutting the cord, setting yourself up for liberation. All right, let's see what we have. We have the Temperance, Sag energy, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the King of Wands. Wow, such strong energy here. All right, so we have the Temperance, which is about balance and transformation, angelic guidance and protection. We have, of course, manifesting, connecting with our strong manifestation power that could create tangible results. And then we have this strong King of Wands energy, which is about fire, passion, and directing your energy outward. So the balance between the two things. This is what I feel. it is not enough to direct your energy outward. There needs to be the clear goal that you have. So in other words, like if the balance has to be there, both parts are necessary to have the change happen. All right. So this, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we have the vision, right? We have connected with what we want to manifest, but then there's no bold action. We're just, and by bold action, that can mean internal actions and shifts that happen, actually taking action out in the real world. I mean, manifestation happens in a variety of ways, but the bold action needs to be there in some way. Okay. Or sometimes we just flail about and take bold actions, but there's not a clear vision of what we want to have those actions manifest into. So that's what I am feeling here. With whatever this new intention is that you are setting in this 10th house, both of those need to be there in balance, the temperance. Okay. So this is interesting. If you look, I love this deck so much. If you look at what's written on here, it says, part man, part woman, all angel. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So 1 foot in the spiritual and emotional, and 1 foot in the material. Again, same concept. That's how the miracle will happen for you with this change in this 10th house, 4th house area. All right, so keep that in mind as you set your intentions for these changes that you want to have happen. Pisces, there is a new moon in your 9th house of the big picture perspective of your life, travel, the internet, international business, spirituality, writing, publishing, academia. It's exciting. All right, let's see. And of course, Uranus is in that 3rd house of communications, your mind, surprising epiphanies, just thinking up wild and unconventional ideas that you channel into writing and creative projects. That 3rd house. 3rd house, of course, writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, using the internet in some way as well, Uranus. And of course, 9th house is about the internet also. So you could come up with some interesting, set some intentions to use the internet in your life in some interesting, unconventional way. Maybe you're going to start an online shop, an online business. You might decide that it's time for you to travel in some way and have the laptop lifestyle. There may be something like that. There may be something about internet publishing. All right, let's see what we have. Of course, travel in the frame. Suddenly leaving your locale, 3rd house, because of setting the intention and manifesting an international trip. That's another possibility. Freeing yourself from the day-to-day, 3rd house, to have a grand adventure, 9th house. And whatever grand adventure means for you. It's not the same old or ho-hum, but something really extraordinary. Let's see what we have. Pisces, we have the 2 of Swords. And we have the 8 of Swords. Uh-oh. Oh, and we have the Tower. All right. So you've been thinking yourself into analysis paralysis here. You got the Uranus, the Tower. I think something very surprising, some sort of surprising communication may come at this new moon, around this new moon time period. And like a bolt out of the blue, and you may be winging your way on a plane very shortly thereafter. Okay, or embarking in some other, surprising direction. I think there's going to be a very surprising direction you're going to move in with your life. I would suggest the best way to set this intention is trust the universe's epiphanies, directions, and revelations in the way that it is leading me toward my greater destiny, 9th house. Because right now, when you think about your greater destiny and the big picture of your life, you're just here. You're here, this Two of Swords, you know, arms folded, blindfold. Eight of Swords. This looks like something out of Edgar Allan Poe here. And it's, you know, there's no answer. You're not seeing a way out of whatever this is. You're not seeing a way to expand your life currently. You'd like to expand your life. You want to have that grand adventure. But every time you stop and think about it, it's just more, you know, ways that you think, there's more ways you think of that keep you stuck where you are than ways to get out, if that makes sense. So I think the universe is getting ready to go boom and show you, and again, set the intention that you accept the universe's epiphany and change of direction. Sometimes it's just the willingness. Right now, I mean, there may be willingness, but there's also, with these two swords that are showing up here, the 2 and the 8, there's also a lack of imagination. And you're a very imaginative person, but even for you currently, there may be a lack of imagination or creative problem solving. You're just not seeing it. You're just stuck. You're not seeing it. Mental rut. But it's coming. It's coming. And it's going to blow you away. So thank you so much for joining me for your new moon in Scorpio astrology and tarot reading. I love you guys. Please leave me a comment and let me know how you plan on using these particular energies, setting your intentions, and what may be unfolding for you. I always love to hear. All right, love you guys. Take care. Ariel and I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.